Hello, today we are going to see a contiguous memory allocation. So in this we'll see how to simulate the following contiguous memory allocations techniques. So first we'll see like a worst fit, best fit, and first fit. So now first we'll see a best fit. So in this best fit deals with allocating the smallest free partitions which meets the requirements of the requesting process, and this algorithm first searches the entry list of a partitions and consider the smallest hole that is adequate, and it then tries to find a hole which is close to the actual process size needed. So first we'll create a file here. So here I have given a code. So here I have given an int main. So inside this int main I have given an int b n I j l equal to 10,000 comma d. Then here it print the and enter the number of processes, and it will scan from the user, and then it will ask to enter the number of the blocks, then it will scan from the user. And here I have given an int ps of b and bn of b and ps of n and a of n, and then it will print the it will ask to enter the block numbers, and here I'm using the for loop. So here I've given a for loop. So inside this for loop I've given a I equal to 1 and I less than or equal to b and I increment, and then it will scan from the user. Then here it will print the it will ask to enter the block sizes. So here in this for loop I equal to 1 and I less than or equals to b and I increment, and then scanf. Then it will scan from the user. Then here it will print the plus to enter the process of sizes, and here in this for loop I have given I equal to 1 and I less than or equal to n and I plus plus, and scanf it will scan from the user. And here in this for loop I equal to 1 and I less than or equal to n and I increment, and here in this for loop j equal to 1 and j less than or equals to b and j increment. If here bs of j not equal to 0, then here d equal to bs of j minus ps of I. Then if d greater than or equal to 0, then if L is greater than D, then A equal to A of I equal to J, then here L will be equal to D. Then here a BS of A of I equal to 0, then L equal to 10,000. Then it will print the process no and process size and block number. Then here in this for loop I equal to 1 and I less than or equals to n and I increment. Then here it will print the I and PS of I and A of I. Now here we'll give another file. Here we'll dot slash a dot out. Then here it is asking to enter the process, so here I will give a 4. Then here it is asking to enter the number of blocks, then here I will give a 5. Then the block number I will give. Then here it is asking to enter the block size, I will give here. And then enter the process of the sizes. So here I will give 2 and 2. Go to 6. Then it has printed the process number and process size and block number. Process number as 1 2 3 4, which I have given. Then here the process size and block number. So now we'll move to the first fit. Here we'll create another file. So here I have given a code. Inside this int main I have given a int b comma n comma I comma j. Then here it will print inside this printf it will ask to enter the number of the processes, and here then it will scan from the user. Then here it will print the enter the number of the blocks, then it will scan from the user. Then here int bs of b and bn of b and ps of n and a of n. Then in this printf it will print the enter the block numbers. Then here inside this for loop I equal to 1 and I less than or equals to b and I increment, and it will scan from the user. Then here it will print the enter the block sizes. Then here in this for loop I equal to 1 and I less than or equals to b, and here I increment. Then it will scan from the user. Then here in this printer it will print the enter the process of sizes. Then here in this for loop I equal to 1 and I less than or equals to n and I increment. Then we'll scan from the user ps of I. Then here in this for loop I equal to 1 and I less than or equals to n and I increment. And here j equals to 1 and j less than or equals to b and j increment. Here if bs of j not equal to 0, then if here bs of I is greater than or equals to bs of j, then a of I equal to j and it will break. And here the bs of a of I equal to 0, then here in this printf it will print the process number and the process size and block number. Then here in this for loop I equal to 1 and I less than or equals to n and I increment. If a of I is greater than 0, then here it will print the ps of I and a of I. Then or else it will print the allocated of here I ps of I. Then here will give. Then here it is asking to enter the number of the process, so here I will give a 4. Then here I will give 5, the block number. So here I will give 5, 100, 200, then it is asking to enter the process size. So here I will give process size 200. Then here it has printed the process number, process size and block number. So now we'll move to the worst fit. So in this worst fit we'll see a worst fit allocates the process of the partitions which is largest or sufficient among the freely available and the available in the main memory. If a large process come at a later stage, then the memory will not have a space to accommodate it. So here we'll give another file. So here in this file I've given inside this main I've given a in b comma n comma I comma j and l equal to 0 comma d. Then it will print the enter the number of the processes. Then here in this scanf %id and absent it will scan from the user. Then here it will print the enter the number of the blocks. Then the scan from the user. Then int bs of b and bn of b and ps of n and a of n. Then here in this printer it has printed it will print the enter the block numbers, and inside this for loop I equals to 1 and I less than or equals to b and I increment. Then scan from the user itself. Then here in this printer it will print the enter the block sizes, and here the for loop is executed. And here this printf it will ask to enter the process size, and here for loop I equal inside this for loop I equals to 1 and I less than or equals to n and I increment. And here in this for loop I equals to 1 and I less than or equals to n and I plus plus. Then here in this for j equals to 1, j less than or equals to b and j increment. Here if bs of j not equals to 0, then d equals to bs of j minus ps of I. And here if b is greater than or equals to 0, and here if I is less than l is less than b d, then a of I equals to j and L is equals to d. Then here bs of a of I equals to 0, then L equals to 0. Then it will print the process number and process size and block number, and here the for loop I equals to 1 and I less than or equals to n and I increment if a of I is greater than 0.